Hey guys, I'm just going to go through all the different things I've done and all the different upgrades I've gotten on my Dr350 so far. So maybe that can give you an idea on what you can all get for your bike. I've got a DG pipe on here. It was fairly cheap. It was about 190 bucks. And that has the baffle and the spark arrestor, which you can take out. So yeah, it really opens up the bike, and it sounds a lot nicer than it does stock. It's only slip-on, so the exhaust manifold piece, is obviously stock. But that's not the piece that was really restricting it. It was just the exhaust. I also got some Tusk aluminum handguards. They were like 35 bucks off Amazon, and I got them to protect my levers. Painted the bar, and it painted just like a silver, since the old one was kind of a gray and it was starting to rust. And then I got a Suzuki bar pad. I got some new fuel line, and it looks a lot better. The old stuff was starting to fade and crack. I got some spoke covers, and I got these yellow ones to kind of fit the bike. I also polished up the rims, and they look a lot nicer than before. They used to be like a satin color, and now they're pretty glossy. And with that, I also got some new tires. These are the Maxxis ITs, and I just got them as a combo. And yeah, the old ones, the rear was all wore down to hardly anything. There was barely any tread, and in the front was actually starting to dry crack, and some of the nubs were starting to fly off. So I just bought the set of them. I also painted the kickstand, the shifter, and then the foot pegs, and painted them black, since it would be a lot easier than just painting them this color of metallic gray. That would be a pain to try and find the exact shade it is. I also fixed a fairly common problem on most DRs, actually, and that is when the kickstand is upwards, it'll actually rub into the side of the kickstand, and the previous owners didn't realize that this was happening, so it caught fairly deep in the swing arm, but it'll be fine. So all I did to fix that is, since this is on an angle outwards a little bit, I put a little weld right there to stop it from going so far back. So that little angle made it farther away than usual. So it didn't hit the swing arm, and therefore stopped the problem. I polished up the sprocket in there, polished up the shock reservoir, and I got a new drain plug, since the old one was old, chipped, and worn, and didn't look really nice. I still have yet to polish the bigger sprocket, but I got rid of most of the stock decals, other than those two and the one on the front mudguard. But everything else was took off because it didn't look nice. They were starting to chip, and they were starting to fade. So I took them off and cleaned up all the plastics so they were nice, a nice bright shade of white compared to the faded kind of white they were. So it looks a lot nicer as well. But other than that, that's pretty much it. And yeah.